What to do when you are stuck in a stock, or you enter a trade but you're not sure whether to take profit now or to cut loss. I want to share with you a story of how I entered into a trade on a company that's making tissue paper, how that trade went sour for me, and yet I ended up making 10 to 20% return. So end of September 2020 last year, I found out that this company, NTPM, actually has been having the share price going downtrend for a long time. And the share price recovered a little bit, but not much. And I found on StockBit this site, managed by my friend Rondi, whereby they are having some discussion saying that the share price of NTPM is always inversely proportional to the pulp price. So whenever pulp price goes down, after 1 month or 2 months, the share price will go up for this company. And if the pulp price goes up, this company share price will go down. So that's the story. And we found out pulp price has been going down a lot because of MCO. People are not going to school, not printing newspaper, all these things, and low demand. And that is very good for the NTPM. So that's why I bought in a little bit at 60 something cent. And then it came down further to 50 something cent. I bought in more. And I go to the AGM of the company to confirm this fact and this truth. Low pulp price, does it really benefit your company? And the management said yes. And I got super convinced. And that's why I went in like really big on this company. A few days later, the result was released and the share price went up a lot. So I'm like very happy, and it go to 70 cent, then slowly 80 cent. I'm like, oh, super high, right? About to take profit, but let it run, all right? Let's make a good profit. But unfortunately, end of last year or beginning 2021, the share price started to come down, right? A little bit. And I was wondering why. The truth is, the pulp price has already broke out from the downtrend and started, an uptrend together with soybean price, oil price, because of logistical issue and all these things. So the commodity price has been going up, but I didn't realize. So the share price dropped to 72 cents, and I find, the uptrend is sort of like over. Let me sell half first. And true enough, the share price continued to go down to 64 cents. I thought it's a support. I bought back in with the portion I sold. Unfortunately, the share price came down further to 58, 59 cents, and I just went from profit to loss because my average price was about 61 cents. So now I'm sort of stuck. So at that point of time, I'm ready to cut because the story is no longer true. But I know one thing, this company has sold one of their loss-making segment away, and they are supposed to book in a super good profit in the next quarter. And the next quarter result will be announced soon. So I'm seeing if the market will react, good to this news. And true enough, right? The result is exceptionally good. Share price shoot up to 68 cents. I sold at 66.5 and got out everything at a profit, right? So overall, I made 2 times money from this stock. Once at 72 cents, the other at 66.5, about 10 to 20% on my capital. So what can you learn from this story? Well, very simple. When you buy a company, you need to identify whether it's long-term or short-term. In the very beginning, I'm not buying this for long-term, right? My intention is to ride the low pulp price and make a good profit from there. Unfortunately, right, the story didn't last long and I didn't manage to get out at the highest point. But I got out half, right? Took profit half to minimize my risk, and I locked in my profit at 72 cents, which was a good move. So whenever you go into a company for a story and the story start to look shaky, that's where you can consider, taking half the profit away or selling half to reduce your risk and lock in some profit. Another thing you need to understand is when the story is no longer real or no longer, according to what you buy it for, that's when you have to get out. And how you decide to get out, mainly, is follow the technical analysis. If you break the support, you need to run away. But let's say if you know for sure and you're very confident that a good news is coming soon that maybe a lot of people do not know yet, then you may wait for that news. But you must tell yourself, when that news is released, I will let go definitely. If you follow the rules that I've said just now, your trades should no longer be sort of stuck because you know at what situation what to do. Right? And even if in the case where you are losing money, your loss will be very minimized because you would have locked in some profit and you would have kept your losses very small. You do this consistently, that's how you get consistent income. If whatever I said just now makes sense to you and you're thinking, if I can learn more from this guy, I would love to. If that's you, I've got a good news for you. I am having an upcoming webinar whereby I'll share with you how I go from 10,000 ringgit to 1 million investment in 6 to 7 years by snowballing my capital, what I've learned along the way, what's my failure, what's my success, and how I've condensed all of it into a checklist that you can use now, that I personally use to make 20 to 30,000 ringgit a month consistent income, so that you can be very, very clear exactly what to do in what situation to have your profits more than your loss. And whenever you're having any loss, when bad things happen, you can minimize it. So if this sounds good to you, go ahead to the button below, press it, register for my upcoming webinar. My assistant will be in touch and they will remind you to join the webinar. Once again, my name is Ming Teck. I hope to see you at my live webinar. Bye-bye.